Good evening, ladies. I just want to talk to you today. This is my second video on my new channel. I just want to talk to the ladies today about entrepreneurship and all the challenges that I had to face trying to decide what my main goal was going to be and the audience that I was going to reach and the position I was going to play into this business. First of all, I did so many things I didn't understand. What I really wanted to do, I was just dipping, dabbing in different things. If you're new to my channel, I really appreciate you tuning in again. I'm going to do this on a regular basis. I really want to help women find themselves as well as myself. And I can't do this without you liking and subscribing and commenting on my page. I did get some derogatory comments. They were obscene comments from just guys out there surfing the web, just antagonizing women. So I just ask the ladies, when you're doing your channel, to be careful, because you're going to get those kind of comments and little nasty things. So we're going to pray for them and ask God to find something else for them to do instead of harassing my channel. I said that to say this: we're going to continue to reach out to women. Today has been a difficult day, but through all the challenges, I was determined to get on. I just want to talk about women and how wisdom plays a significant part of being a good leader, a good entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. I just want to say that God, the fear of the Lord is your strength, and you must fear the Lord because He is control, and He enables you to do what you need to do in your life. So I just want to read a couple scriptures to you today. The fear of the Lord is beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. That's Proverbs 1:7. Charm is deceptive, so you have to watch those people who try to charm you, because they're very deceptive. And beauty is fleeting. That means it's a deceiver as well, and it will soon disappear. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. That's Proverbs 31 and 30. I just wanted to say those two scriptures because sometimes women look for love in all the wrong places, and they look for affirmations from men, from things, from positions at work, from being in control. God did not make women to be in control of certain areas. All women play their part, even though there are powerful women in this world. All women still play their part. And I just want to warn women about deception is cruel, and sometimes you can be with a person and he'll be a good person, but he's not the right person. I remember Bishop Daniels used to tell us when we were younger to be careful how we pick our helpmates, and be careful how we pick and choose parents for our kids, because that stuff is passed down through generations. And we used to laugh about that. He don't know what he's talking about. He really knew what he's talking about. There's more mental illness and deception and autism and all cause we don't understand dysfunctionality. So I just want the women, especially the young women, to take their time. Don't rush in to get married. Don't rush into a relationship. Sometimes relationships are worse than being married. But a woman must have wisdom. You must ask God for wisdom, because Solomon was the richest man in the world, and he only asked God for wisdom. And when he asked God for wisdom, the Lord rewarded him beyond measure. It said that his wealth was like in heaps. He had so much money, it was in heaps. And you know what a heap is? A whole lot. It was just couldn't be counted. So I just advise women, and I just think about all the things I went through, and think about how I used to do flowers. I went to school to be a florist, and I thought I wanted to open up my own flower shop. I had picked out the place and went to Kroger's and learned how the process worked, learned how to market, learned all that, and boom, the supermarkets came in and monopolized all the florist industry. So that wasn't gonna work. Wasn't gonna be no money in that. I just was giving away. I think I did better with my flowers on the corner than I did in an actual florist shop. So that was one thing, and I realized it wasn't meant for me to do that. It was to relax me, to allow me to take the stress that I was facing and address it through my floral design. God will give you all types of mechanisms to handle your stress. You just have to ask him and understand what his will is for your life. And a lot of times we jump out there and we don't ask God if that's what we're supposed to do. And I remember when my spouse was addicted to crack cocaine, I was just all over the place. And God sent me back to school. I couldn't believe it. I went back to school. I needed to go back anyway because of my position at work. I couldn't get one because of the education. So I went back to school. Nothing was happening. I realized that I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I had to learn how to manage money. So I just started studying finance. Still no business. It took me until I was 65 years old to actually get a business. It's a small business. Get an LLC. Know what that means and represent. Do my tax ID number. I had my tax ID number when I had my floral shop, but I didn't have an LLC. I did have my peddler's license. I did try to stay legal as much as possible because you just can't trust people that will sue you on the drop of a dime. So I try to stay legal. But I just want to encourage you today. It's not going to be a long drawn out video. That if you want to get a book and understand what the woman of wisdom is, I wrote this book. It's called A Woman of Wisdom, and it's by Dee. Her name is Dee Bringstein, and I studied out of this for quite some time. I also taught classes out of it, and it taught me to understand who I am as a person. And sometimes when we jump out there, Proverbs is a powerful book, and we need to understand it and why God chose that book to be in the gospel. So I just want you to see the back. You can order these offline. You can get it in Audible. But this is a very good book. I went through it, and when I taught through it, it had me to understand what fear is, because a lot of people don't understand that fear will stop you from doing so many things that you desire to do, but you're afraid of failure. And then not only a failure, you're afraid to succeed, because a lot of successful people have nervous breakdowns. If their business is too much for them and they go into a manic depression. They jump out windows. So you have to be careful and ask God, even if the business is successful, is this the business that I'm supposed to be in? God, are you allowing me to do this to show me that I can be successful? Or is this really what I am supposed to do? Is this really my purpose? Because sometimes we can get in through success and failure and it not be what God have us to be. A lot of people get successful and it changed them. Do you really want that type of change? Do you really want that ungodly change? Or do you really want to walk with the Lord and fear Him and understand that He will take care of you? I had a good job, but it didn't take care of me. It paid my bills, but it didn't take care of me. It didn't give me peace. It didn't give me joy. It wasn't everlasting because I had to retire. Everything that you get, you have to understand to put it in your proper perspective. And another thing I just want to show women, this is what I've been doing for a long time. This is a journal, and I have multiple journals. Some journals serve a purpose for my work. Some serve the purpose for my personal life. Some serve the purpose for my books that I wrote. And it just helped me understand, God, what's my mission? In order to have a successful, be an entrepreneur that is successful, you got to have a business plan. You got to have every step of that business in a written format. You have to know what your mission is. You have to know your vision. You have to know your purpose, the target audience that you want to meet. You have to understand the dynamics. You have to understand the demographics. Let's face it, you could go to one Walmart on the east side and on the west side, they don't have what you're looking for, because they study the demographics of that area and the purchasing power and what those people want and desire. They meet the supply and the demand of that neighborhood. Sometimes I get frustrated because I said, just because I live in this neighborhood in the central township does not mean that I don't like filet mignon. That's just a simple example, but you have to understand, in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to understand every facet of that business. You have to learn the business. You have to know the business. And then once I got into the floral business, I decided I didn't want to do that because it wasn't profitable. Is that business going to be profitable? That's what churches. Are you planting a church, or are you in a church that in the right area, are you targeting the right market? What is your vision for your church, and what are you trying to market, and who are you trying to draw? Are you trying to run it like a business? Are you trying to market it? Are you trying to save souls and run a business? Or you just want people to come there to worship? You have to understand the process and the many structures that any type of business, whether it's church, personal, you have to understand the infrastructure. You have to know from the top to the bottom what part are you going to play in that business, because sometimes people own a business and they do everything. They don't allow the workers to do what they are hired to do, and you can just be in the way. You don't want to be in the way if you want your business to be successful. And by all means, you must do your research. You must do your research. I thought that I wanted to be an author, and this is one of my books that I did write. I couldn't find the main one, but I think this is the second one. This was Valley Experiences That Build Character. Something good grows in the valley. And I wrote this book in 2005, 2006, and I did a lot of touring with this book, all three of my books, picking up the pieces and dump it. You can get them online, and you just have to Google me and it'll come up and tell you where you can buy it. But it talks about all the struggles that I had as a single person, as a couple, as a married person, on trying to find myself. So you have to understand, before you can reach your target audience, you have to first understand yourself and what limitations that you're willing to go and how far you're willing to go. Because there's a lot of people out here making a paycheck that's selling their soul, and you don't want to sell your soul. So I just want to give you those little tips today and get you to understand and think about it. Before you do anything and want to be an entrepreneur, get your journal. Get your journal and think about it. Put it beside your bed. Write on it. Write in it. Scribble in it. Put your thoughts in it. Sometimes the Lord will give you a vision or give you something to do. It may not be a long-term business. It might be a short-term business just to help somebody or help a community or help a neighborhood. But write it down. You cannot grasp and understand the magnitude of your business until you sit down and soul search yourself. Search yourself. Get in tune with yourself. Understand what it is about you. Be self-reliant. Don't rely on other people to make you successful, because people don't make you successful. Only God can make you successful, because He'll give you the tools and the means and the know-how, and he'll connect you with the right people at the right time. And remember this, if you don't remember anything else from this channel, is timing is everything. But you have to position yourself, prepare yourself, and understand that when the timing says go, don't look at your friends, don't look at your neighbors, don't look at your, just go. Just do what is put down in your spirit. But without preparation, I would not advise anybody to jump out there and try to run something and it's only going to be temporal. So I just hope that you got something from this video today, and I will address different subjects and different topics on women, wisdom, and understand. Read Proverbs, and I'm going to put this book up one last time, and Google her book. Go on Amazon, and don't study for somebody else, study for yourself, because a woman of wisdom is a wise woman. And I hope you have a good day, and I hope you understand that this is going to be a process. God bless you.